Nandon Tante Kori Kasha Brahmanda Tori Te Shakti Dore Jane Jane Eveda Purane Gunakaya Jeva Shune Mahaprabhu Gana Sava Patita Pavana Chailo Bemui Papilo Inusharana Vandana Kori Te Mui Kata Shakti Dori Namo Buddhi Doshe Mui Dhamma Matra Kori Tatapi Mukera Bhagya Manera Ulasa Toshak Shami Moadame Koro Nicha Dasa Sarva Vancha Siddhi Hoyama Bandha Chute Jagate Dulabhoya Prema Dana Lute Manera Vasana Puna Achira Te Hoya Devaki Nandana Dasa Elo Bekoya Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Bhakta-vrinda Vande Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Joya Kori Swaparshada Sriya Dhamma Sahavatari Atyanta Dulabha Prema Kori Varedana Shikaye Sharanagati Vakatera Prana Danyatmani Vedana Kochit Vevarana Avasharakshive Krishna Vishwasapalana Bhakti Anukula Matra Kayera Swikara Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Vajanangikara Saranga Sharana Gati Oive Jahara Tahara Pratana Shune Shinanda Kumara Rupasana Tana Pade Tante Trina Kori Tivinoda Pade Tupada Dori Kandiya Kandiya Bole Amito Atama Shikaye Sharanagati Korohe Utama Jaya Swaparshada Jaya Gorahari Swaparshada Jaya Gorahari Jaya Gorahari Jaya Sachinandan Jaya Gorahari Sachinandan Jaya Gorahari What is that? Vashuddhi Paramakrona? Cool. Oh, it's Tirabo. We gotta do January. Is it 48 or something?
Yeah, Anilo.
Yeah. Janula first? Or let's do Parma first. So.
Anilo's on 99, and Parma's is on
84. Okay. Yeah, 84. Parama Karuna Pahudu Ijana Nitai Gora Chandra Sabhavatara Sarashiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda Bhaja Bhaja Bhai Chaitanya Nitai Sridhar Vishwaswa Kori Ishaya Chariya Seva Se Majiya Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Teke ore bai Tribhuvane nai Emona doyala data Pashupaki jure Pashana virare Shunijara gunagata Samsare magia rohili podia separe nahilo asha Apana karama bunjaya shamana koye lochana dasa Parama Karuna Pahudu Ijana Nitai Gora Chandra Sabhavatara Sarashiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur Nitai Jaya Gaur Jaya Nityananda Jaya Gaura Chandra Nityananda Jaya Gaura Chandra Gaura Chandra Gaura Chandra Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo Jayanilo Premadana Karuna Prachur
Jayanilo Premadana Karuna Prachur
Eno Prabhu Kota Gela Acharya Thakur Kahamora Swarupa Kahasanatan Kahadasaragunata Patita Pavan Kahamora Bhatta Yuga Kahakaviraj Viraj Ekakale Kota Gela Koranatharaj Pashane Kutibo Mata Anale Poshibo Koranga Gunera Niri Kotagele Pavo Se Sapa Sangira Sange Jekailo Vilas Se Sangana Paya Kande Narotamotas Narotamotas Jayanilo Premadana Karuna Prachur Eno Prabhu Kota Gela Acharya Thakur Eno Prabhu Kota Gela Sridhar Maharaj Thakur Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Oh hey Vaishnav Thakur Oh hey Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur. Bhakti Rakshak, Vaishnav Thakur. Jaya Bhakti Rakshak Srila Sridhar Maharaj. Bhakti Rakshak Srila Sridhar Maharaj. Bhakti Rakshak Srila Sridhar Maharaj. Mommy and Radha, if you pick a touch. What is it? 289, 285? What's so lovely?
His round race.
Jai. Namami Nandanandanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Sucharu Vakchamandalam, Sukarnaratna Kundalam, Sucharchitanga Chandanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Sudirganetra Pankajam, Shikishikanda Murajam, Ananga Koti Mohanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Sunasikagamuktikam, Swachanda Danta Panktikam, Navam Budanga Chikanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Karena Venuranjitam, Gati Karindra Ganjitam, Tukula Pita Shobhanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Chibanga Deha Sundaram, Nakaduti Sudakaram, Amuya Ratna Bhushanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Sugandha Anga Sorabamuro Viraji Kostubam, Swaraji Vatsalanchanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Sunagaram Vilasanugavasasam, Surendra Garva Mochanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Prajangana Sunayakam, Sada Sukha Pradayakam, Jaganmana Pralobanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Shri Nandanandanastakam, Patetya Shradhayan Vita, Tarid Bhavavdim Dustaram, Babettarangri Yukmakam, Namami Nandanandanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Namami Nandanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Munindra Vrindavandite, Triloka Shoka Harini, Prasanna Vaktra Pankaje, Nikunja Bhuvilasini, Brajendra Bhanu Nandini, Brajendra Sunu Sangate, Kadakarisya Sihamam, Akshabhajanam, Ashoka Vriksha Valari Vitanam Andapastite, Pravala Vala Palava, Prabharunangri Komale, Varabhaya Spurakare, Prabhuta Sampadalaye, Kadakarisya Sihamam, Kripakatakshabhajanam, Anangaranga Mangala Prasanga Bangura Bhuvam Savibramam Sasambramam Tirgana Bandha Kratane Nirantaram Vashikrita Pratiti Nanda Nandane Kadakarisya Sihamam Takshabhajanam Tadit Suvarna Champaka Pradipta Gora Vigrahe Mukha Prava Parasta Koti Shara Dendu Mandale Vichitra Chitra Sancharaksha Kora Shavalochane Kadakarisya Sihamam Vipakataksha Bhajanam Madon Madati Yovane Pramoda Mana Mandite Priyanuraga Ranjite Kalavilasa Pantite Ananya Danya Kunjaraja Kama Keli Kovide Kadakarisya Sihamam Vipakataksha Bhajanam Ashesha Hava Bhava Dira Hira Hara Bhushite Prabhuta Shata Kumbha Kumbha Kumbhi Kumbha Sustani Shtamanda Hasya Chuna Puna Sokya Sagare Kadakarisya Sihamam Taksha Bhajanam Minala Vala Vala Nitaranga Ranga Jolate Vatagalasya Lola Nila Lochana Valokane Lala Lulan Milan Manogya Mukta Mohanashite Adakarisya Sihamam Vipakataksha Bhajanam Suvarna Malikanchita Shireka Kambukantake Trisutra Mangali Guna Triratna Dipti Diditi Salola Nila Kuntala Prasuna Gucha Gumpite Sihamam Vipakataksha Bhajanam Nitamba Bimbalamba Mana Pushpa Mekalagune Prasasaratna Kinkeni Kalapa Madhya Manjule Karindra Shunda Dandika Varoha Soba Goruke Kadakarisya Sihamam Vipakataksha Bhajanam Aneka Manchanara Manchunu Purara Vaskalat Samaja Raja Hamsa Vamshanik Vanati Gorave Vilola Hema Valari Vidambi Charu Chankrame Kadakarisya Sihamam Vipakataksha Bhajanam Ananta Koti Vishnu Lokanamra Padma Charchite Imaji Japulo Maja Virincha Javara Prade Apara Siddhi Riddhi Digda Sat Padangulina Ke Kadakarisya Sihamam Vipakataksha Bhajanam Maheshwari Kriyeshwari Swadeshwari Sureshwari Triveda Bharateshwari Ramana Shashaneshwari Rameshwari Kshameshwari Pramoda Kananeshwari Brajeshwari Brajaripe Shiradike Namostute Iti Mamarutam Savam Nishamya Bhanu Nandini Karotu Santatam Janam Kripakataksha Bhajanam Deva Sanchita Chirupa Karma Nashanam Paveta Da Brajendrasu Mantala praveshanam kada karisyasi hamam kipakataksha bhajanam. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Krishna.
Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Bhakti Rakshak Srila Sridhar Maharaj. Bhakti Rakshak Srila Sridhar Maharaj. Haribo, 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 Nitai Goda Haribo. Nitai Goda Haribo, 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 Nitai Goda Haribo. Nitai Goda Premanande.
Haribo! Never heard you leave before.
I just lost my.
There it is. Oh, wait. Okay.
Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaye Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha Yam Pravajantamanapetanapeta Krityam Tvaipayano Viraka Taduvachuhava Putre Tritanmayatayo Tadavo Banetush Tangsava Bhutaridaya Munimanatosmi Bhaktya Vahinai Aparada Lakshai Chiptascha Kamadi Tarangamade Kripa Maitwam Nam Papadyam Vrinde Namaste Charanara Vrindam Tavevasmi Tavevasmi Achivami Tambina Iti Radhe Tam Nayanam Charanantike. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can you hear?
Did you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I said, I gotta get closer to the mic or put me on the phone or both.
Okay, but you're on the phone. Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear it on the phone, yeah.
Okay.
Just hit me
What?
on the phone.
What?
All right, anyway, just try to make it loud.
Okay. So, after my heartfelt obeisances to my beloved Holy Master, Nitya Vishnu Vishnu Padasot Sot Shishima Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and to Nitya Vishnu Vishnu Padasot Sot Shishima Bhaktivedanta Bharti Goswami Maharaj, to our Srila Prabhupada, and to Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, whose divine disappearance day is today. So today is, where is he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, she's sitting in the chair. Jagananda Prabhu, if you want to see the 5th picture. Next, other side. Other way. Next. Yeah. Second, yeah. Today. Oh. Today is his disappearance day, and he is a very prominent disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. So first I'm going to read an article, something that our Srila Gurudev spoke, and then something Srila Bharti Maharaj, and then Kadagacha Prabhu will tell one story he heard. Okay, so Srila Gurudev spoke this in 2003. I met Prapuja Charan Srila Sridhar Maharaj in 1946, at which time he did not have any disciples. He was with my Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, from 1942. He left the Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Mat and came with Guru Maharaj when Guru Maharaj established Sri Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti in 1942. At that time, over 100 disciples of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada were with Gurudev. He established a mat in Navadvip. He requested Srila Sridhar Maharaj, though our Guru Maharaj was senior to him, to be president, and he used to go there to meet with him. Srila Gurudev joined the mat in 1915, and he took shelter of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Sridhar Maharaj joined later, perhaps in 1926, and he was therefore junior to my Guru Maharaj. Because he was a senior Vaishnav, Srila Sridhar Maharaj used to hold him in very high regard. Srila Sridhar Maharaj, whose brahmachari name was Ramananda Brahmachari, had previously been admitted into law college in Calcutta. One day he came by chance to the Gaudiya Mat in Navadvip, where Srila Prabhupada was residing. When he reached there, he saw a brahmachari sitting on a chair, in white dress and holding a cane. There's a tree there. When we go on Parikama, we still go and we offer pranams to that spot where Param Gurudev was sitting. Many brahmacharis and even sannyasis were coming to that devotee. He's in white, and sannyasis are coming and bowing down, offering him sastang dandavat pranams, and inquiring from him. Keeping his feet on the table and moving his feet, he would reply to those sannyasis and brahmacharis, and again they would offer pranam to him. Ramananda Brahmachari wondered, who is this person in white clothing, a cane in his hand, and wearing a very beautiful dhoti and chadar, sitting on a chair? He is so young in age, and yet all the senior devotees are offering pranam to him. Why? Who is he? He asked someone nearby this question, and that person replied, do you not know? He is Vinod Da. Da means elder brother. Srila Sridhar Maharaj asked, why are all respecting him? That person replied, he established this mat. He has taken out all the Muslim graves and thrown them in the Ganges, and in one day he changed a graveyard into beautiful gardens. He also controlled all Muslims in that area. At first, when the brahmacharis and sannyasis used to go out for begging, the Muslims would make sarcastic comments. But when he came, he established the glories of the Gaudiya Mat. Srila Prabhupada, and now the devotees are respected. When he came, he established the glories of the Gaudiya Mat Srila Prabhupada started, and now the devotees are respected. Srila Sridhar Maharaj then approached Guru Maharaj, who took him to Srila Prabhupada, and there he heard very deep and powerful Harikatha. He decided on that same day to give up studying and all other worldly engagements and join the Gaudiya Mat. Srila Prabhupada told him, it will be better if you complete your study of law and then come. But Srila Sridhar Maharaj decided not to. He left his house and joined the Gaudiya mission. Srila Sridhar Maharaj was a very good philosopher, just like our Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj knew the philosophy of all the Vaishnava Sampradayas like Shankar, Madhav, Ramanuja, Vishnu Swami, and Nimbaditya. He knew all philosophy. It was as though everything was written on his hand. Pujapad Srila Sridhar Maharaj was also a very great philosopher. He was the best of philosophers. When my Guru Maharaj and Pujapad Sridhar Maharaj used to discuss philosophical topics, they would defeat each other's arguments and establish their own point of view. Guru Maharaj would defeat all of Srila Sridhar Maharaj's arguments from top to bottom and then establish his view. Then Pujapad Sridhar Maharaj would defeat all of Guru Maharaj's arguments and establish his own view. Thus, by their discussions, all the sannyasis and brahmacharis present would learn so much. Each year I would go and take darshan with Guru Maharaj of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and I witnessed how much love and affection these godbrothers had for each other. They always respected each other. A devotee may have been aged, but if he was sincere, they gave him the appropriate respect, and I have learned something about this from both of them. I always give respect to my superiors. Throughout my devotional life, I have given respect to Srila Trivakar Maharaj and Srila Vaman Maharaj, and they also gave respect to each other and to me. You should try to learn all the principles of Vaishnava etiquette. Srila Sridhar Maharaj was a great Bhakta Vatsal, that is, he was so generous and kind. Though this is something that should not be told, I am bound to tell it, otherwise you will not be able to realize his kindness. Even if one of his disciples did wrong, even if he was lusty, and after having spent many years in the mat he married, even if a disciple was a great thief and stole vast amounts of money, still Sridhar Maharaj was very polite, generous, and merciful towards him. He even dragged a disciple from his household life and again established him in sannyas. I will not tell the name of this disciple, but I think that you all know who he is. It is an open secret. I have seen so many incidences. He was truly Bhakta Vatsalya. I have heard his Sri Premadana Devastotram, as well as his Sri Prabhupada Padma Stavaka, which we sing every morning. Sujana Buddharadita Pada Yugam Yuga Dharma Durandara Pachavaram Varadabhaya Dayaka Puja Padam Pranamami Sada Padapadam. O Srila Prabhupada, your beautiful lotus feet are cherished by millions and millions of the purest and most qualified devotees, and you are the most competent personality to preach the recognized process for this era. Your sacred lotus feet are adorable, as they openly grant fearlessness and bestow the highest benediction to all living entities. I eternally offer my respects unto that charming effulgence that shines forth from the radiant lotus toe tips of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Oh, what a poet. I wanted to mute Dee. I'm going to do that. Anyways. He composed this Prabhupada Astakam at the beginning of his life in the Mat, and it is still sung in all branches of the Gaudiya Mat. This kirtan is extremely beautiful and ornamental. Sujanar Buddharadi Tapada Yugam Yugadharma Dharantara Pachavaram. It contains many alankar, ornaments of language. Besides this astakam, he has composed many Sanskrit kirtans and verses. His Premadana Devastotram is dedicated to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is marvelous, extraordinary, and it has no comparison. Only our 6 Goswamis, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and others like them, used to write like this. And our Guru Maharaj has also written in this magnificent manner. Radha Chintani Vaishnana Yasya Kantir Vilopita Shri Krishna Charanam Bande Radha Lingita Vigraham. That's from his Radha Vinobihari Astakam. I worship the lotus feet of that form of Shri Krishna when, due to being thoroughly immersed in separation from Srimati Radhika, who is displaying man, her mood of jealous anger, his own dark complexion vanishes and he assumes her bright golden luster. Or I worship the lotus feet of Shri Krishna as he is embraced by Srimati Radhika after her man has broken. How beautiful and ornamental! Both Srila Sridhar Maharaj and my Guru Maharaj were greatly learned in Sanskrit. When I compare them to myself, I see that I have no knowledge and no ability in Sanskrit. In comparison to them, I am very insignificant and unqualified. Srila Vaman Maharaj, Srila Trivakar Maharaj, and myself at first decided not to take sannyas because we considered ourselves unqualified and ignorant, especially myself. Even now, I'm not giving anything new. Devotees throughout the world come to hear my classes, but I don't understand what is there in those classes. Then I consider that something is there, but it didn't come from me. It came from my Guru Parampara. It came from what I have heard from my Guru Parampara, Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatana Goswami, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, Prabhupada Charan, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, and others like them. I never say anything new in my classes. Only my voice is different. Gurudev. Someone may say, you are somewhat different from Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. I reply, yes, I am different, because he was somewhat shorter than me. And he went to college and mission schools where I never went to such schools. He has so many great qualities where I have no such qualities. And there is sometimes a difference in our choice of words. We present the same wine in different bottles. The wine is not different. I am not explaining anything new. Param Pujapad Srila Swami Maharaj has also not explained anything new, nor has Pujapad Sridhar Maharaj. They have also given the same thing in new bottles. They presented the same ideas with different words. Srila Sridhar Maharaj and my Gurudev have taught the same philosophy and principles as taught by Srila Jiva Goswami. They have not given anything new. Krishna Bhakti is the aim and object of all human beings. You can tell it in a different style, but the wine must be the same. The color of the glass may change, but the wine must be the same. Param Pujapad Srila Sridhar Maharaj had a great friendship with my Gurudev and also with Param Pujapad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. How learned he must have been that a scholar like Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj accepted him like a Shiksha Guru. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj preached throughout the entire world in every country. He brought about great change in religious practice in the world, and he has said that his Diksha Guru is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, and his Shiksha Guru is Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, and my Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj. Not only did Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj accept my Guru Maharaj like a Shiksha Guru, but he accepted him as his Sannyas Guru. Both Srila Sridhar Maharaj and Srila Swami Maharaj are very exalted and learned persons, following in the line of philosophy of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. I have spoken some points, but I cannot even touch the glories of these great personalities. They were all transcendental, and I am speaking about them from the platform of this material world, not from the transcendental world. I have not realized the meaning of transcendental. Because they are from the transcendental world, I cannot properly glorify them. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Jai. Jai Gurudev. What a beautiful lecture. We have my beloved masters here.
One interesting point, like that, when there was the like Muslim graveyard and they turned that into like the beautiful garden of the temple, like, and then did it say that the relationship between the Muslims and the Vaishnavas became better after this? Because I found that really interesting, because oftentimes like with like graveyards and burial sites, like there's a lot of like animosity when a group like takes over, but perhaps there's like a deeper purifying process with like throwing the graves in the Ganges and like doing bhajan in these places. What the authorities or like scriptures say about this.
Well, he said he controlled the Muslims in that area, and he probably controlled them with love. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they started... Oops. Because they were all criticizing the sannyasis and brahmacharis, but until Param Gurudev started controlling them, then they became respectful. So it must have been in a nice way, because there was no riots or fighting. Yeah. Okay, can read a little bit from here. We'll just read parts because it's quite long. Okay, Srila. Okay, so Srila Bhakti Maharaj now. Happily enduring difficulty for the service of Shri Guru. Shishimad Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj and Shishimad Bhakti Hridoy Ban Goswami Maharaj once went to Ambala to assist in setting up a spiritual education exhibition at Kurukshetra, as per the desire of Srila Prabhupada. Being unable to find accommodations for themselves, they resorted to spending the night under a bridge, where they battled the cold weather by embracing each other for warmth and remembering Krishna's pastimes in which he spent a night in the forest with Sudam while serving their guru. Oh, you know the pastime of Sudam Brahman? When Krishna was in Gurukul with Sudam Brahman, with their teacher was Sandipani Muni, then their teacher sent them out to get firewood, and so while they were out, it was so cold and rainy that they took shelter under a tree and just hugging each other until the rain stopped. So Srila Bhakti Maharaj is comparing Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj and Hridoy Ban Goswami Maharaj as they were out, and it was so freezing that they just held on to each other under a bridge. So sweet. Oh. The natural humility of Vaishnavas. Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj and my Guru Maharaj, then known as Sri Hayagriva Brahmachari, once preached in the city of Madras, now Chennai. At that time, a debate between Dr. Radhakrishnan, who contrary to his name was a strong proponent of the school of Advaitavad, non-duality or impersonalism, and Dr. Nagaraj Sharma, who, contrary to his name, was a firm promoter of Advaitavad, duality, was published in the English daily paper, The Hindu, in the form of a series of articles. Through these articles, both men put forth arguments in favor of their respective faiths while refuting the other's arguments. This continued for some time until the Dvaitavadis and Advaitavadis of Madras decided to organize a debate between the two men under the chairmanship of a representative from the Gaudiya Math. Whatever conclusion the chairman would reach was to be considered final and acceptable for all. When the local residents approached Guru Maharaj with the proposal to appoint a representative from the Gaudiya Math institution as chairman for the debate, he was very pleased and requested Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj to accept the chairmanship. In a humble manner befitting a Vaishnava, Srila Sridhar Maharaj accepted the proposal. In the meantime, Guru Maharaj received a telegram from Srila Prabhupada ordering him to come to Calcutta. When Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj heard about Srila Prabhupada's message, he said to Guru Maharaj, "O Hayagriva Prabhu, I will not be able to accept the post of the chairman for the debate if you are absent." Guru Maharaj replied, "Although Srila Prabhupada will certainly be pleased if I were to leave now for Calcutta, as he has instructed, I firmly believe that he will be much more pleased to hear that the Gaudiya Math was awarded the chairmanship of a debate to be held in such a great assembly of dignitaries, even if it results in a slight delay in my reaching Calcutta." On the day of the debate, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj was formally appointed as the chairman. In his opening address, he humbly said, "Although I am not qualified to hold the post of chairman for this debate, I have accepted the position in order to fulfill the instructions and desires of the Vaishnavas and noble members of the society." When the debate started, Dr. Radhakrishnan spoke first and attempted to establish the superiority of Advaitavad. Afterward, when Dvaitavadi Dr. Nagaraj Sharma was asked to establish his viewpoint, he began his address by saying, "Because Vaishnavas are humble by nature, they introduce themselves by saying, 'Dasosmi,' I am your servant." Advaitavadis, however, being unable to appreciate such dignity, are always eager to proudly introduce themselves by saying, "Aham Brahmasmi," I am Brahm, the absolute truth. Indirectly referring to the humble conduct of Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, he then said, "Truly speaking, there is no need for Vaishnavas to exhibit their humility in all places and circumstances." After this, Dr. Nagaraj Sharma went on to establish his view on Dvaitavad. At the end of the debate, Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj said in his concluding speech as chairman, "It is a fact that the person's pride becomes inflated when he associates with those lesser than himself. But such false pride can never enter a person who always remains in the association of transcendental personalities." No. Just as a father naturally behaves as a senior in front of his son and as a junior in front of his own father, a person who associates with those who have attained the topmost perfection, service to the Supreme Personality, no longer externally demonstrates humility by force. Rather, divine humility naturally manifests in his heart and is reflected in his conduct. But if a person associates with someone inferior to him, then pride is bound to arise in his heart. Being humble is not a mechanical process, but rather a natural byproduct of spiritual realization. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj has referred to himself by saying, "Jagai madai hoite mui se papishta, purishera kito hoite mui se lagishta." I am more sinful than Jagai and Madai, and even lower than a worm in stool. The pious activities of that person who hears my name are completely destroyed. Anyone who utters my name commits a sin. Who in this world but Nityananda Prabhu could show his mercy to such a vile person as me? Srila Rupa Goswami, the foremost authority on the realm of bhakti, has expressed a similar sentiments. He says, "Although I am a mine of offenses, and although I cannot tell right from wrong, I still hope for your mercy, O Madhava. Please be merciful to me." And Shri Madhva Saraswati, a Vaishnav Kavi poet from South India, has expressed his humility as follows. Some are inclined to Gyan, and others are inclined to karma. We, however, are inclined to take shelter of the shoes of the lotus feet of Shri Hari's servants. By analyzing the humble expressions of such great personalities, one can clearly understand the actual position of the impersonal Advaitavadis, as compared to that of the Dvaitavadi Vaishnavas. The former of the two groups possess the self-conception of Aham Brahmasmi, and Pasha Buddho Bhavet Jiva Pasha Mukta Sada Shiva. A person bound by the ropes of Maya is a Jiva, but when he is released from those bonds, he becomes Sadashiv. While members of the latter group conceive of themselves in the following manner, from Mukunda Mala Stotra, O Lokanath, Lord of all, O Slayer of the demons, Madhu and Kaitaba, please be merciful to me and grant my prayer that you may remember me as a servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of your servant's servant. Oh. That was interesting. His non-duplicitous glorification of a junior godbrother. Every year after the Gaura Purnima festival, Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj used to invite many of his godbrothers to attend a function at his Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat at Kolera Ganj, Navadvip Dham. During one such occasion, my Guru Maharaj, after the completion of the Gaura Purnima festival, was engaged in managing the affairs of Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Mat, such as bidding farewell to the pilgrims and settling accounts. And despite his most sincere desire and effort to reach Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat in a punctual manner, he arrived somewhat late to the assembly of Vaishnavas gathered there. Upon seeing that Guru Maharaj had arrived, Shri Srimad Bhakti Kamal Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj said, "Madam Maharaj, you have arrived very late today. We have been waiting for you for a long time." Guru Maharaj replied, "Maharaj, because many pilgrims had come to our mat for Navadvip Dham Parikrama, we have incurred a great debt. Today I was busily engaged in settling these debts and resolving other issues, so that the services of the mat can continue. You and all the other Vaishnavas present, please forgive me for my delay." Shri Srimad Bhakti Vichara Yayavar Goswami Maharaj, having heard the response of Guru Maharaj, said, "Naramban arabet kwachit," One must never attempt to unnecessarily increase one's material opulence. Hearing this, Shishimad Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj said, Maharaj, I would like to reply to Pujapad Yayava Maharaj's comment. Yes, Maharajji, as you please, Guru Maharaj replied. For an elephant, Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj began, a stick of sugar cane is as insignificant as nasavara, snuff tobacco. Whereas for an ant, the same sugarcane stick is like a mountain. An activity that to us may seem like a huge endeavor is nothing but an insignificant task for Pujapad Madhav Maharaj. He can perform such deeds without any difficulty. In this regard, I have first-hand experience. Srila Prabhupada had sent Pujapad Madhav Maharaj, then known as Sri Hayagriva Brahmachari, and me, to acquire some land at the meeting place of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Roy Ramananda at Kovar, near the banks of the Godavari River, in order to establish Sriman Mahaprabhu's footprints, Padapit there. After many days of endless endeavor, I said, Hayagriva Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada has sent us here with great hope to attain a piece of land on which to establish Mahaprabhu's Padapit. My brahmachari name given by Srila Prabhupada was Ramananda Das, and this is the meeting place of Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Roy. Although we have tried our best to acquire land, we have not been successful. What is your opinion? Should we stay here longer or should we leave for Madras for preaching? Shri Hayagriva Prabhu replied, It is my feeling that we have thus far not made any special endeavors. I think we should continue our efforts for some time more. Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj then mentioned to all the Vaishnavas present, You may estimate his capability from this statement of his. The apparent end point of our attempts was for him a beginning point of fresh endeavors. Later, through his tireless efforts, a plot of land was acquired in Kovar, and a mat was established there. Srila Prabhupada used to refer to Hayagriva Brahmachari as having volcanic energy. Shri Vasudeva Prabhu used to call him Sarvagate, one who excels in completing all types of tasks. My personal view about Pujapad Madhav Maharaj is that he is comparable, this is Srila Sridhar Maharaj speaking, my personal view about Pujapad Madhav Maharaj is that he is comparable to none other than Srila Vakeshwar Pandit, an associate of Sriman Mahaprabhu who could dance continuously during kirtan for 72 hours without becoming fatigued. Oh man, sometimes I keep looking there for the Gauri Thai paintings that I was going to point him out, but you know. Beyond the glorification of my Guru Maharaj, this narration relates a significant lesson. Although Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj was senior to my Guru Maharaj, having joined the Mat and having been awarded sannyas vesh earlier than him, he did not hesitate in observing and speaking about the good qualities of his junior. Shri Goloka Vrindavan is the topmost abode, superior to all other Vaikuntha planets, and it remains eternally free from even the faintest scent of jealousy and envy. Because Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj is among the great personalities who are sincere, nirmatsara, followers of the loving residents of this very Goloka Vrindavan, he remains free from the material limitations of this world, and was therefore able to offer such genuinely humble and non-duplicitous praise. Oh, so many amazing lessons from our acharyas. Let's read a couple more. And then we'll... Okay. Exposing imposters. Once Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj and his godbrother, Shri Swadikarananda Prabhu, who later became known as Shri Srimad Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, were preaching in Ambala on the order of Srila Prabhupada. There they met the superintendent of the Ambala railway station, who repeatedly requested them to meet a so-called sadhu proclaiming himself to be Bhagavan. Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj explained to the superintendent that it is grossly improper to accept a mortal person as Bhagavan. And Shri Swadikarananda Prabhu declined by saying, "We do not have time to meet such people." Still, the superintendent strongly insisted. Although they had absolutely no interest in meeting an impostor, They relented and accompanied the superintendent to meet the so-called sadhu at the railway station. After arriving there, Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj initiated a conversation by saying, "Please introduce yourself to us." The so-called sadhu replied in English, "I am Lord Krishna. I am Muhammad. I am Christ. I am Buddha. I am Chaitanya." Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj told him, "You are speaking to a sensible person. Please speak accordingly." Hearing Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj's words, the fraudulent sadhu became irritated and said, "Joseph Stalin, the leader of the Soviet Union, is a dog to me. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the President of the United States of America, is a cat to me." What? Seeing their Gurudev becoming angry, his disciples asked Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, "Why are you upsetting Bhagavan?" The superintendent said, "Bhagavan and his devotee are having a conversation. Do not interfere." Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj then asked the impostor, "What is the cause of your irritation?" Without being goaded or pressed, the impostor himself explained, "I sacrificed so much for India's independence, but no one stepped forward to help me financially when my wife fell sick in Delhi. She died as a result. Am I mad that I will continue to sacrifice my life for those who have done nothing to help me? A soldier who fought so diligently for their freedom? They have cheated me, and now it is my turn to cheat them." Being shocked to hear this, many of the impostor's prominent guests left one by one. Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj turned to Sri Swadhikarananda Prabhu and said, Ja palayate sajivati. Those who discard the association of this wicked person will be saved. All others will be trapped. Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, a recipient of Srila Prabhupada's mercy, had an uncanny ability to identify impostors, uproot their deception, and expose their true nature to everyone. So good. So there's more, but I just happened to randomly open today. Was this it? Oh wait, where'd it go? I opened this really amazing thing. I just wanted to read a couple paragraphs and then Gajah Prabhu is going to say something. Because when you, at least for me, when I hear Srila Sridhar Maharaj, with all pure devotees, like Gurudev, and when we hear from Prabhupada, when we hear from any of our acharyas, you just kind of feel like you're right there, like the Loka Vrindavan's around the corner. You know, like we're, isn't it? Like, I don't know, that's how I feel. Like, yes. Yes.
Can you speak slower?
Sure.
It's just like a mumble.
Okay. So I'm going to read this lecture, part of this lecture that Srila Sridhar Maharaj gave in 1966 at Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat in Navadvip on his own appearance day. And our Srila Prabhupada was there, accompanied by disciples from USA. That must have been, we were just talking about Chutananda Prabhu must have been there. It's early. Also, Srila Bhakti Kamal Madhusudan Maharaj was there. Okay. You are aware that this body of mine is completing 72 years of its mortal existence. In a physical sense, my association with the mat is well over 40 years. And out of that period of time, I spent 37 years of my life as a sannyasi. Therefore, you can see that I have had 3 different births altogether. Today, I would like to present some of the teachings of our holy descent of the Lord. Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami, who fulfilled the spiritual quest of this world through the Lord's own ways, means, and goals. He was the mainspring of my spiritual inspiration and imparted to me a rare spiritual awakening and brought about a radical change in my life. His ever-merciful divinity bequeath that I take this revered seat without any burden of fear, and accordingly I sit here to fulfill his divine wish. So he's so poetic. The land where he wanted us to become its denizens is the land of absolute reality. In that land, Everybody sees each other as a divine entity in an abundant measure. This is the very nature of that world. When Lord Krishna gave a building to Sudam, he received that with his ever service-centric mindset. It is an nirgun state of consciousness, a sort of position where external conditions cannot stake any claim whatsoever on it. Srimad Bhagavatam 11:25-25. Residence in the forest is in the mode of goodness. Residence in a town is in the mode of passion. Residence in a gambling house displays the quality of ignorance. And residence in a place where I reside is transcendental. There is no scope to attach any conditionality in that state. No claimant is found there. Whatever is available or given there is entirely free. This is the manifestation of a state of pure harmony, a condition where the duality of action and reaction is totally absent. Perfect autonomy is possible in such a conception because the forces of giving and taking never oppose each other there. That world, therefore, should be our destination. Everything there is divine. There, the master sees his servant as a divine entity and reciprocates his service in the same way as he received it from him. The master considers that it is but the kindness shown by the servant towards him. There, everybody is showing compassion towards one another by way of rendering his service. In that state, everything is possible. This is not an expression of indifference, but the manifestation of positive, dynamic harmony. And by virtue of its power, anything can be done and can be accepted wholeheartedly. Srila Prabhupada used to say that religion is but proper adjustment. In the celestial Goloka, it is possible to have the finest and the highest form of adjustments. The cause and effect are not intrinsically associated there. It's a free world. By means of divine love and radiantly divine service-centric life, one can have entrance into that highest world. This is not just a story or history, but a pure, sublime, and infinitely superior promise of existence. It's so amazing. I want that promise of existence. Theoretically, the same thing exists in this terrestrial plane, if seen from that point of view. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written, Ye dina grihe bhajana deki grihete go lokabhaya. If we enter that world by means of such a realization, we too will be able to witness those things. Our sacred key is the divine consciousness. So adjust yourself in that divine way. By his divine touch, he wanted to give us that world where everybody is divine and worthy of worship. He used to address all his disciples in the most humble way as Prabhu, Master. He repays them respect in the same manner in which they offer it to him. So amazing. This is kind of long, but I'll read one more paragraph and then I can post this on the chat. I cannot do all services in spite of knowing what is necessary. I owe much to the devotees for their pure desire to help me in performing my duties. I admit myself as one of the most worthless servitors of all. Once my godbrother Ram Gopal Babu found it difficult to understand a passage from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, where a devotee is saying, I will serve my master exclusively. Neither the goddess Lakshmi nor even Baladev will be allowed if they come to serve him. Ram Gopal Prabhu asked me whether or not the devotee is showing arrogance here. I read the shloka a couple of times, and by the grace of Prabhupada I realized its purport. There is no arrogance in his attitude. There is no question of establishing his superiority as a servant over others. His attitude is that you are all worthy to be served, and I am the servant. You please wait. It is my exclusive duty to serve you. You are all my masters, and I am to serve you all. This very conception of considering oneself as a sole servitor promises us the celestial charm of the world of that higher realm. Srila Prabhupada always said that it was his duty to do all the work, right from cooking down to begging alms. Since he cannot do them all in spite of giving the best of his effort, he takes the help of the devotees in performing them. This is the philosophy of the celestial Goloka and also of the Mahabhagavat. There's nothing to rule over. All are showing mercy upon each other. There, the Master is requesting his disciples to shower their divine mercy by way of paying attention to his words. This is absolute reality. Only love, devotion, compassion, etc. can substantiate that highest truth. The primary stage of those rarest of qualities is respect. The more respectful one is, the nearer he is to that world. He can even experience Goloka in this mundane world. The offering of service to Lord Hari that goes on here is not different from what is going on in Goloka. So let's practice it all here, y'all. Thanks, Sharmanidhi, for setting it up for us to practice. So I'll post this. So beautiful. So much more here. It's so amazing. I'll post it. I think it's a really good segue for... So we're hearing so much about respect, respecting all, thinking one lower than the grass, thinking that everyone's my master, I'm their servant. It's a good segue for Kadagaja Prabhuti here to share a nice pastime he heard from one of Srila Sridhar Maharaj's disciples, or Shiksha disciples.
Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. First of all, offering unlimited Dandavat pranams in the dust of my worshipful Diksha Guru Devi Shrimati Shamrani Didi. Similarly to my Shiksha Guru Dev, Nichila Pravishtam Vishnupada Stotata Shishima Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Param Gurudev Nichila Pravishtam Vishnupada Stotata Sat Shishimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the entire Rupa Nuga Guru Varga, and especially to his holy lotus feet, Nichila Pravishtam Vishnupada Astotata Sat Shishimad Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, all assembled devotees headed by Shivasanti Didi and Krishnamai. Yeah, so it's amazing. I feel like he's like opening up and giving us a key into this verse, Trinadapi Sunichina. He's like opening up the whole thing. And so I just wanted to share this pastime that we've been hearing so many things about his humility and his respect for all, as he himself is showing what is the true transcendental position of a Vaishnava. And Gurudev also mentioned Bhaktavatsal, and as soon as he said Bhaktavatsal, I thought, yeah, man, the story exemplifies it really nicely. So one of my dear friends and mentors, he was he got the opportunity to start kind of hearing from Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and the particular institution in which he was residing was not so favorable for anyone to go outside of that environment and to hear from any sannyasis from Gaudiya Math, particularly Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and were openly kind of blaspheming him and chastising, blaspheming him for some unimaginable reason. And he took it upon himself. He wrote a letter to the management. They confronted him and say, hey, you're not allowed to go to India to see this person. And he said, I just want to see for myself. And so he went to India, and the situation stands where he went to go see Sridhar Maharaj, and you had one side that were blaspheming and controlling, and when he arrived at Sridhar Maharaj's mat, so the same day he went to a temple in Vrindavan, and he saw one of the sannyasis that were a part of that institution which he was under, and he felt like they were kind of not actually very welcomed and given a proper sit or food and stuff like that. and a feast was being given to this particular sannyasi. And then that very same day, they said, let's go see Srila Sridhar Maharaj. And when they arrived at Maharaj's mat, some of his devotees said, Maharaj is on the veranda, he's giving darshan, which was kind of rare. He did a lot of bhajan in his room, and he would come out and speak Hari Katha for some time and take questions. And they said that Maharaj's mood of love and affection towards them was completely overwhelming. Completely overwhelming. And earlier that day, they had the direct opposite of experience of what was flooding towards them coming from Maharaj. And Maharaj, well knowing of the accusations and what was coming on from this other side, they were overwhelmed and surprised that Maharaj was inquiring upon them, how is so-and-so, how is this devotee, how is the temple going, how are his disciples, and all this stuff. And so he was so humble, so sweet, just like Gurudev was saying, Bhakta Vatsalya, so kind and merciful that he just wanted to know how they were doing. He really just cared about these people who were openly, slamming him. So that was really moving thing for me to hear, and I just wanted to glorify him in that way. So all glories to Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj. May he be kind and merciful to glance upon us and also make us humble and respectful to all to receive this beautiful gift of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rupanuga Guru Varga. Go to Premanandi.
Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo.